Squilly dee.
I don't think you guys are ready for this. I'm gonna hit the graphic, but I'm gonna hit the graphic with this. Ready? Here we go.
Hey. Hey. Whoa.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You gotta come to the YouTubes or just look at your Spotify video. I keep saying that now. I keep forgetting that Spotify video
Yeah, you know, like
is
when
now
you send a
everywhere. And
text
Apple
on an
Video.
iPhone with one of those special things, it kind of looked like that.
You ain't got to do that anymore. Yeah, it does. It does look like when you stuck that.
Like,
but I did some
Happy
Google
birthday.
Chrome.
Pew.
Look, it also got fireworks.
Yeah, that's Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. You got a celebration. It's celebrating.
Hey, what's that? Is it this one? Is it?
It could be rainy.
It's sad.
It's in the Chrome. There you go. I don't know what else is. Oh, it's balloons. Oh, it's celebratory. It's balloons.
Happy birthday.
It's up. It's up. Happy birthday, and welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Land. Thanks for joining us again. We are continuing our journey, our search through time as we go back to Forrest Gump, 1994, part 2.
We have just arrived in Vietnam. And Vietnam. And Lieutenant Dan has given us a rundown of the base, and he has 2 rules. 1, keep your feet clean. Keep them dry, keep them clean.
Yes.
Every time we stop, change your socks. And number 2, try not to get yourselves killed.
Don't do anything.
And that's when, don't do anything stupid. Like go and get yourselves killed.
Number 3 should be like...
Forrest turns to Bubba and goes, I really hope I don't let him down.
And number 3 should be, don't interrupt me while I'm trying to poop. Goodbye.
But he couldn't say that though, because he was the one interrupting himself.
He was. He kept interrupting. By the way, that's just the hypocrisy of Lieutenant Dan, where he was like, don't do anything stupid like getting yourself killed. That dude went to Vietnam with the expectation to die. Like, you can't be that kind of hypocrite. By the way, again.
But I wasn't going to die. I had scuba certified. I was down to the Baja.
I don't even live in the continental United States anymore.
I eat napalm for breakfast and chew on nails.
Gotta love the smell of napalm in the morning. By the way, shout out again to our fan and friend first, then fan, awesome guy, Jonathan Pedigo art. He gave us this awesome sticker that I got on my mic right now. He's a great artist. You check him out on Instagram. It is jonathan.pedigo.art. Give a like, give a follow if you're listening, man. He's just awesome guy. I love his style. And he's like in a couple of art exhibitions and stuff going on right now down in Miami, down in South Florida. So if you're in the local area, go check it out. Also, I haven't told you guys, we've had several local podcasters from Miami who do retro reviews, old PlayStation games. They've been reaching out to me on Instagram, and they want to hang out.
Just send me
some collab, baby. What's up?
I said I volunteer as tribute. That's what I said.
I wish I could whistle it really but I can't.
Is it this? Do you have to thumb to pinky?
I think it's thumb to pinky. I think it's thumb to pinky, but I could be wrong.
It's not this. That's
Rude dies, motherfucker.
It's this. Can't be that.
Te amo.
Hey, te amo. Te amo, te amo.
The cutest thing I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah. No, but that's fine. I'm down.
We'll have to work that out.
That's okay. That's good. I'm all right with that. Sure. No worries. We're down to hang out, man.
Speaking of Forrest Gump.
Speaking of Forrest.
So now is when Bubba starts the rant. Or was that before?
No, he's been doing that.
That's basic training, baby.
Yeah, it's before they get to Vietnam, because that's when they're scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush, like you talked about. And he's like shrimp salad, shrimp stew, shrimp burgers, and then he's like, that's about it.
You can boil it, brine.
And I like how Forrest stops and looks at him, and then just goes right back to scrubbing the floor. It's those little moments where it's like, all right.
No, this is where you get the moment where he's like, yeah, we didn't let him down. We had to march with him. We always went out walking. He was telling us to get down. Shut up.
And then it cuts to the live shot. Get down. Shut up.
And then he's like, and he's saying where everybody's from. And then he gets to text, and he's like, in those texts.
Yeah.
I can't remember where Tex was from.
Yeah, because it's like there was Cleveland. He was from Detroit.
Yeah.
It's like what? And it's all of them. They all have a name like Cleveland or Cincinnati, and they're all from other places. And that's when he gets to Tex, and the guy looks like he's from Texas.
Texas.
And he's like, I can't remember where he's from.
I can't recall where he's from exactly. No.
But then that's when they oh yeah, he's like, and in Vietnam it rained a lot.
Yeah,
we get a little bit of stinging rain, we get big old fat rain, and then they're like trudging through like waist high water, and he's like, sometimes rain seemed to come straight up from underneath. It's like the water splashes up, and he's like, yeah. And then one day the rain just stopped,
and
the sun came out. Yeah, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
I mean, and this was I saw people talking about this on that Vietnam vets who went and saw this movie, where like this is the most accurate portrayal of what that was like in Vietnam. What Vietnam was like. How it was just sudden, unexpected. You couldn't see anybody. There's just bullets and rockets flying out of the trees, dude. And I was like, this is horrifying.
Yeah.
Even more
true guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely insane. But I think. Sorry, go ahead, Trick.
Teacher when I was in high school who went to Vietnam, and every time we would there would be like a helicopter or a loud plane that flew overhead, he would like freeze, like he'd be in mid sentence, and it's like, oh shit,
really, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, PTSD is real, man.
Yeah, oh, I know it's so real, but like, I mean, what subject did he teach?
Driver's ed.
Yeah.
Was it driver's ed? Okay.
Well, we were outside.
Yeah, I was wondering, man. I was like,
I didn't want to give away too much.
Right.
It's like, I was just a teacher at a high school somewhere.
Yeah.
In America, I think but I mean, we're not making fun of it.
Well, it's crazy too because for the filming of this, they filmed it in South Carolina. It wasn't even like, it looks like Vietnam.
It's just down the street.
It's filmed on an island in South Carolina, one of the furthest islands out, and they brought in palm trees and palm fronds, and they made it look like they were in the jungles of Vietnam, and they used smoke and stuff like that to, give the appearance that they wanted, and man, they nail it. Like it's one of the things that's talked about so little in this movie is the great work that the special effects teams did with all the different things that they did, from building the house like we talked about in the first episode, and to making South Carolina look exactly like Vietnam during the war, or the conflict.
Yes.
The Vietnam conflict.
The conflict.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I was we just went to Hilton Head for my kids' spring break, and there was a couple moments I was driving out. This looks a lot like Vietnam.
It's crazy.
The trees are speaking Vietnamese. Everybody getting
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese.
I like Vietnamese better. Oh man, I can't go out today. I Vietnamese.
Vietnamese.
And this is where Forrest follows the only good advice Jenny ever gave him. You hightail it out of there.
You just run your ass.
And then he gets to the clearing where there's like this. Sorry, my mic was messed up there. I guess it's like a lake. Like they get to like this clearing, and he realizes like, oh crap, I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
So he runs back in looking for Bubba, and he keeps finding other members of his squad like Dallas and Cleveland and Tex. And he's like, and every time I go back in, somebody would be saying, "Help me, Forrest, help me." Like one guy's like missing an eye, another one's like bleeding out from their stomach, and he finally finds Bubba, and he runs him back.
Well, he finds Lieutenant Dan first.
No. Yeah, he finds Dan first.
Bubba's the last person that he finds. Mm-hmm. That's why he keeps going back, because he's gotta find Bubba.
No, he finds Lieutenant Dan second to last, because that's when you figure out that he called in the napalm strike.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to just level the entire forest that they're in. And he's like, "Get back here, that's danger close." He's like, "I gotta find Bubba." And he finally finds him, and he's been hit in the stomach. And you can see he's like covered it with a palm frond, and it pulls away, and his hands like beat red. And he runs him out, and then he's like, "If this had been the last time I knew me and Bubba were going to speak to each other, I just thought of something better to say. Hey, Bubba.
Hey, Forrest.
I want to
It
go
just breaks your
home.
heart.
Yeah, I want to go home. And then he's like, and Bubba died right there in Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. And that's one thing we haven't talked about in the movie, that whenever he wants to change subject, he's just like, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's like when he gets to these really dark moments in his life that make him sad. He's like, I don't want to talk about that anymore, so that's what I'm going to say. Like,
and
that's
as
all I
he's
have to say
running
about
Bubba
that.
out, he gets bit.
Yeah,
he gets hit
something
with a bullet.
Jumped up and bit me, and I love the cuts. He's sitting on the bench with the person telling the story. He's like, and then something just bit me, and then it cuts back to the Vietnam, and he's running, and he's like, something bit me.
It's like he says whatever he says on the bench is repeated in the flashback.
Yeah, but it cuts back from like, oh, it's this serene town in Alabama to hell. Like it cuts back to hell.
He's in Savannah.
He's in Savannah.
And then it cuts back, and the businessman next to him is like, it was a bullet, wasn't you? And he's like, excuse me? He's like,
what?
It jumped up and bit you. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
Got me directly in the buttocks.
Directly in the buttocks. They said the Army said that was they said it was $1 million wound, but the Army must keep that money because I never saw a penny of that money.
I didn't see a dime of that.
But the best part about being hit in the buttocks is all the ice cream you can eat. And they're wheeling him in on a gurney, and he's on his stomach wrapped up where they had to pull the bullet, and he's just...
Yeah, dude.
He's licking on one. He's licking on one, and then he's like, and you know what else? I was right there next to Lieutenant Dan, and he's like, Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
I brought you some ice cream.
I brought you some ice cream. Dude, Gary Sinise is so awesome. Just grabs the ice cream, and at the same time, with the other hand, grabs the bedpan, just puts ice cream in the bedpan, throws the bedpan away. Like, shut up, Forrest.
He plays it so like.
And
just
that's when you find out that Lieutenant Dan is now a double amputee.
Yeah, they had to take.
She's like,
both his legs got blowed off.
It's time for your sponge bath, and she picks him up, and you see that it's just tape, like at the mid thigh. I think that was above the knee amputation. Sorry, I went medical there.
Yeah, it's like right at the knee, pretty much.
It looked like
call that an above knee amputation,
which sounds difficult.
Yeah.
That sounds. But I mean,
actually. Probably one of the simpler surgeries because you're not trying to repair anything. You're just
whoop.
Clamp, cut.
I don't want to get too medical technical, but don't they have to like stretch a piece of skin and like tie it up in some way?
You just have to sew it. You cut,
just sew it up,
and
just pull it off. Okay, because I heard
a lot of times they'll sew it or they'll staple it.
Oh, okay. You had to like stretch pieces and
create the flaps.
Yeah, and then after to minimize scar, like a lot of times they'll do like a skin graft and then cover the scar, or they'll get like a donor.
Yeah. I've seen those videos of the guys they're both double amputees and they switch prosthetic legs from each other. And the guys
they do like really funny videos where they're dancing around.
And the
one guy got the guy got those like
big rain
boots. Yeezy boots.
Yeah, the big rain boots.
Yeah. And he had to cut the backs
because they were too thin. Yeah.
And he's like, look at me. This is ridiculous.
He's like, I look like a toddler.
It's so funny, man.
He runs around. But I mean, we have to applaud. Did we know? Did they use like? Did Tom Hanks carry? What's his name? Bubba, like physically, like without any harnesses or anything like that, or did he really actually like lift him up? Where is it? He's not.
Tom Hanks.
What's his name?
Bubba's a big boy.
Bubba was a carry like that.
Dude, Bubba and Miss Frizzle in there benching 405 for reps. Like you ain't no thing.
I need to look this up because I need to know because Tom Hanks must have been. I mean, he was a stick in '94. Like he was, what do they call him? Not a hayseed.
He was a stick in
he
Toy
was
Story.
A stalk of corn. What did you say?
I said he was a stick in Toy Story.
Yeah, he was a little Woody. Where's Bubba? I'm looking on the IMDb. Oh, Bubba Blue. Yes, McKelty Williamson. I mean, he's a big guy, and I can't imagine like if he really was like carrying him and like without because I mean they're running for a harness and a lift and everything to be like I guess like on a track or something with wires and stuff. That's still pretty impressive, man. To like carry that dude. I can't imagine like if he just gets to the end and just drops on him. It's like, I'm so sorry. Can we go again? No, we can't go again. I'm exhausted. But yeah, man. So they get back and Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan, he's struggling with his new life situation, which I think we all would in this. And he takes it. And there's like so many moments in this movie where Gump weirdly has like the best thing to say, like even in his limited like his limited cognitive ability, I guess, as being only a 75 IQ or whatever. Like, you know, Lieutenant Dan pulls him down from bed, like it's in the middle of the night too. He's asleep with his ping pong paddle. I don't think we got to that. He's sleeping with his ping pong paddle, and there's just a hand comes up from below the bed and grabs him and pulls him off the bed. And it's Lieutenant Dan to confront him and be like, listen, we all have like a destiny and a purpose, and like you stole my destiny, like my
I was
purpose.
Supposed to die in the field.
Yes.
With my men.
Yes.
Yeah,
and like Gary,
all of your men are alive. I saved all of them except Bubba. Bubba's the only one I couldn't save, and he's the only one I wanted to save.
I'm the screwdriver. I'm the wrench in the gear, man. Like I just screwed up your whole philosophy about war. They didn't invent war until Gump came around and was saving everybody from it.
So Matt, I got your answer to that. Tom Hanks did carry Mekhi Williamson for real during filming of the Vietnam scene. However, they used a pulley system for some of the running scenes to make it easier on his back.
But still, dude, that's still pretty crazy that he lifted that guy up.
Yeah, and it also says that his brother wasn't able to serve as his stunt double during the running scenes because of how unique Tom Hanks made Gump's running style. That like he couldn't imitate it, like the.
Yeah, it's so straight. It's so straight. But I was going back to Lieutenant Dan. He has this great moment with him where he's like, you know, I was Lieutenant Dan, and Gump in just that like perfect moment of like, but you're still Lieutenant Dan.
You still Lieutenant Dan.
You still Lieutenant Dan.
And you wouldn't have been Lieutenant Dan had I let you die in that field.
I just think it's funny how like so many of these Gump-isms that are turned into tons of like words of wisdom, you know, where it's like, I guess sometimes there's just not enough rocks. Or like even life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Kind of as good as makes sense. Like it's nice, it's all right. But if you start scratching at it too, you know, hard, the paint peels, and you're like, all right, maybe. Oh no!
Yeah. Don't take the mask off. Leave the mask off. Never mind the man behind the curtain. Never mind the man behind the
makes sense. The life is like a box of chocolate ones makes sense. The stupid is a stupid does one is the one where I'm like, I'm gonna pass over that one. Keep it moving.
There is a index on boxes of chocolates. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, but not always.
I think it's on the inside of the box. Like on
not always. Sometimes it's just the box, and it's like when you open it up, it's just red in there. Like there's not always an index.
Red.
Yeah, it's Russian roulette. It's like it's roulette for chocolates.
It's like every flavor jelly bean.
Yeah, the
like
Birdie Bot flavor beans. Those things suck, by the way. F whoever came up with that is a sick man.
Yeah. One time we were at work, this girl brought in those boxes, and a couple of us were like, "Okay, here we go."
I'm going turquoise every time because the worst it can be is toothpaste, and that's okay.
Yeah. And you get like dirty dishwater, and you're like, "Oh, my stomach has immediately tried to pump itself, and there's nothing in it."
Your stomach is going, nope, nope,
not today, Junior.
I haven't eaten anything in 3 days. There's nothing to come up. I got nothing. Just let me die.
Well, so while Gump is in the VA hospital, he has this poignant moment with Lieutenant Dan, but he also learns that he's like an idiot savant at everything else, and ping pong is just the next thing that he is a straight up killer at, which is really cool because in none of the ping pong scenes is Forrest actually playing ping pong. There's no ball. It was added after post. Even the scenes where he goes to China and they're like whack 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 whack, those guys just stood there and did the motions, and they added the ball
in. It's be like the dumbest thing to film. Like how do you start cracking up? Just two guys.
That's commitment. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you just throw your back into that, like 100%. Like, that is really strange.
It's like how you feel acting nowadays in most of these movies, where you're standing in a entirely blue or green room, and there's a stick with a tennis ball for your eye line.
That's a dragon.
And and you have to give this like scene, like, oh, that's Thanos. Like we're in space. No, we're not. We're in this blue stupid room, and there's a tennis ball over there. Like, what the hell is
Josh
this?
Brolin had to dress up like an a-hole. They had Thanos
for the ball section.
Giant ass Thanos. I was seeing when Chuck Norris passed away. They said that the people were posting photos of the bottom of like he was doing like his kick, and his shoe was like way up in front of the camera like that, and it had the grid lines of his boots looked like the chin of Thanos, and they were like, now it all makes sense. Oh shit, it all makes sense now.
Yeah,
that's where he got that. And I actually feel bad for Thanos. Yeah. So
after he gets shot, he gets to go to the White House.
Yeah,
and he meets Lyndon B. Johnson. No, he meets JFK. Or no, he meets JFK when he's an All-American.
When he's an All-American.
And he drinks.
Has to be an All-American.
It's really funny too in that scene because he's like, congratulations, how's it feel to be an All-American? He says it like 5 times in a row to different guys. And he changes it for Forrest. Hey, congratulations, how do you feel? I have to pee.
Yeah, I must have.
I believe he said he had to pee. I must have had.
This man says he had to go pee.
I believe I must have.
That's the only
Dr. Peppers.
That's the only mouth like CGI one that doesn't look great.
Yeah,
because he was dead.
Well, they didn't have Nixon to reshoot any of these.
Yeah, all
I
of them
don't
were
think
dead.
they got
or
any
Lyndon
of those
B.
guys.
Johnson when he did his too.
Yeah, but I just think that's the one where I was like, ooh, that could have used a couple more hours of.
Yeah, he meets Johnson and gets the Congressional Medal of Honor, right?
Yeah. No, wait.
Yeah, and he shows him his buttocks.
Yeah. He's like, I'd like to see that one someday. He does it. And John
he looks at him like,
what the fuck?
Oh, okay. He turns around, shows him his ass.
He looks
at he pulled his pants down.
And then the president looks at the Secret Service like, get this guy the fuck out of here, dude. Like, what the fuck?
He's like, damn, son, and then walks away. And of course, and then his mama's sitting in the crowd and she goes, Mama had to go back to the hotel to lay down. She was tired. And then, meanwhile, I went to see our nation's capital.
And this is where you get who do we know like who it's supposed to be that's yelling on the stage in front of the monument?
No, my parents have debated that.
Anti-war protesting.
Yeah. My parents have debated that though. Like I remember watching this movie with my parents in high school, and they were like, "Do you think it's this person?" I'm going to look them up while you guys keep going on this. See if that's supposed to be somewhat specific.
He's basically walking, trying to sightsee in Washington, and he's wearing his full fatigues, like his military dress with his Congressional Medal of Honor pinned to his chest.
No, it goes around your neck.
Oh, that's right. That's the one that goes around your neck.
Yeah.
And he walks behind this stage, somehow gets behind the stage.
No, he's walking and they throw him on a bus.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and he's like, well, he's just like, okay. And they're like, come on. And he's just like, okay. And then they drive him to this stage at the Washington Monument at the end of the reflecting pool.
Yeah.
And he's up there giving us, there's a guy in an American flag t-shirt giving a speech, and he used the F word.
He liked to use the F word a lot. And every time he did, people would cheer.
That he liked to say Vietnam. Yeah.
So that's supposed to be a guy named Abbott Howard Hoffman.
Okay.
Who died in '89, actually. But he was just a political and social activist of the time. So I mean, there's a pretty good photo of him that looks. Yeah, that looks like that could be him. Like whoever they were trying to portray. Like, yeah, that's a likeness. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
and then he goes and they want him to talk about Vietnam. So he starts on, and they give him the mic, and he's like, "What's your name, son?" And he's like, "My name's Forrest Gump." And the best, for me, the best way his name is said in the entire movie is the guy who just goes, "Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump."
And they all cheer and everything.
Yeah.
And then there's that. I guess he's a general or
he's some type of military
officer. He had a weird label on his thing that I think was supposed to be like a public,
probably like an MP, like a military police officer.
Yeah, and so I looked it up because I was like, I bet someone has translated that and figured out like what Gump was supposed to be saying.
They told you. They came out and said what he was saying.
Yeah, well, he goes, sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing. And that's all I got to say about that.
But yeah, because that's apparently they yanked the audio cords out.
All you hear is,
The people
so they start.
Can't hear you.
They get over there and they start working to put it all back in. They get it all back in, and then it cuts on right as he says, "And that's all I have to say about that." And then you hear,
"She's
Forrest, Forrest," and it cuts.
She's back.
Yeah, the devil incarnate is running in the reflecting pool.
Devil incarnate.
Oh no, it's Satan.
Well, we didn't talk about too when he was in Vietnam. He's talking about, there was lots of stuff to do during the day, and they're like, "Forrest, get in there," and he like dives into the hole,
goes through a rat hole.
Yeah, the
foxhole,
the foxholes and stuff, and they're keeping him busy. But he's like, but at night, I'd always think of Jenny,
and he writes her letter after letter after letter.
Well, and what they don't, and they show you while he's doing this, that Jenny has basically hitchhiked her way all the way to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And she's part of the hippie movement, and she is spiraling, basically.
Addicted to heroin.
Yeah.
I think
the heroin comes later.
Yeah.
After this part. Because she still looks real healthy and pretty good here. But they reconnect, and he runs out through the crowd into he's like into the mics and runs into the reflecting pond. But when he's in the VA, they're like, Gump, and they give him
Gump.
Yeah, they give him letters, and I think that's the part where he gets back every single letter that he sent to Jenny. Because she doesn't have an address anymore. Like,
well, he was sending them to her grandma's house, which was a little side of the road in Greenville, like little trailer on the side of the road. And I guess like she must have died and wouldn't receive those letters anymore.
Either that or the grandmother was stamping like returning them, saying like, she don't live here.
She don't live here no more.
As that guy on Instagram would say, "You're a hooer."
Yeah, that's what I say.
I know,
you're a hooer. He just happened to say it too. But so he comes back when he gets his notice that he's going to play ping pong for the basically U.S. national team.
Yeah,
and
he's all excited to tell Lieutenant Dan all about it, and Lieutenant Dan is gone. And he's like, "Late, ma'am, what happened to where's Lieutenant Dan?" And she says, "Oh, him? They sent him home." And it's like, "Oh, well, that's it, I guess." And so now he's in D.C. He meets up with Jenny, and they spend all evening walking around the nation's capital, looking at all the sites, and basically just like being like peas and carrots again. And that's the thing, is like they really do have a connection, and you know that she loves him, but
trauma.
It's like it's like a brother. Yeah, he's like a brother.
That she slept with in college.
She showed him titties too. She just showed him the titties.
She just showed me her boobies.
And then she takes him to a party. She takes him to a party, and it is literally a Black Panther meeting, and the guy is there. He's in still his dress uniform with his Congressional Medal of Honor wrapped around his neck. And the guy is like berating him about the war as Jenny and her now douchebag boyfriend are in the next room having an argument. And
about her bringing a soldier to the party.
To the Black Panther meeting. And her boyfriend smacks Jenny in the face, and Forrest gets the T-1000 eyes. And
this guy's berating him, and he's watching Jenny, like
laser focused on Jenny.
At him, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, dude."
He just immediately.
I was in Vietnam. I can kill you with a pencil.
Yeah. And then he storms across the room, grabs this dude, and just starts roughing him up. And they grab him, and they'll pull guns and stuff on him too.
Like AKs. Like, standing there like he looked like he was in the N64 007 game. Like, hey, I'll fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, they were the Black Panthers, man. They were militant. Like they were no joke. But so Jenny yells at him, and the guy storms out, and she's like, "Forrest, you gotta stop doing this. Like, I'm okay." And she's like, "Come on, Forrest, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here." And he says my favorite line in the whole movie, where he turns back and he's like, Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes I
sorry.
I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
It's the funniest line of the whole movie. Sorry, I had a fight in the middle of your Black Panther party.
He's
so
isn't
polite.
That where he's like, isn't that where they go to meet him on the bus, and she's like, I'm gonna go with him, and he's like, you know what I think you should do, this and that, and Forrest's like, you know what I think you should go home to Greenbow, Alabama.
Yeah. It's one of the only times that Forrest showed voiced some dissension for what Jimmy's
his primary
doing.
directive kicked in, and he's laser focused.
Like the computer screens in his head are like, make Jimmy go home to Greenbow, Alabama.
Kick his ass, Greenbow, Alabama, kick his ass.
Well, and the guy does what every abuser does and immediately comes over and he's like, I'm so sorry. You know, I never hurt you. Well, you hit me in the face. Yeah. So you hurt me.
And then it's like, oh, it was because of this. And because
I was on the phone with that Johnson, that lying piece of shit.
So upset about this. It's like, dude, get real.
That makes it okay to hit you. That makes it okay.
I needed a punching bag and you were there.
You were there.
Well, like, I think it's really important how like Forrest Gump is this observant party. Like he's there and he's in it, but he rarely states something that's really like a strong opinion. Like he never says like, I think the war in Vietnam was wrong and we shouldn't be there. No, he just states like the idea that like some people when they go to war come back with no legs, and some don't come back at all, and that's sad. It's such a like interesting line to kind of walk with this writing, that it was always just there that he was observant, but it wasn't that he was siding either way. It was just there's good and there's bad and kind of just in the middle there, but you don't hit Jenny. Yeah. Otherwise,
I've always taken it like he's a child, like he's trying to explain to people what everything is. Like, oh, the war in Vietnam is where you go here and you fight these people, and sometimes like
we was always looking for Charlie.
I didn't know who that was.
Don't know that person. Never met no Charlie. Not while I was out there, but
yeah. And then this is where he's like, "Well, Jenny left. I guess I'll go to a shrimp boat."
No, he goes back to his hotel room.
Yeah.
And it's
because he meets Nixon. Wait, when does he meet Nixon?
No, he's in the hotel. He's seen Watergate.
But he meets Nixon before he does that.
Because he's in the Watergate hotel because of Nixon.
Yeah.
Because Nixon's like, because he tells him, "Oh, we're staying over on this on Rope Tower or something." And he goes, "Oh no, son, I know a good place. You can come over, stay over there, and come on, we're going down." The Gipper. I love the way Futurama makes fun of him, dude.
Nixon gives him the U.S. Table Tennis Player of the Year award.
Oh, okay.
And recommends that he stay in the Watergate Hotel.
Yes.
And he's the one that calls to report the break-in.
It must be the power hour
when he gets
the flashlights.
Oh, and then he goes on the tour. Dave Sullivan show.
Yeah, like the USO tour for playing ping pong, and then goes on.
When he gets the Congressional Medal of Honor, he goes on the Dave Sullivan show. I think it's Dave Sullivan.
I thought it was Ed Sullivan, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking of the guy's name.
It's not
Letterman.
It's not Letterman. It's not Johnny Carson. It's the other guy that did late night TV that I can't remember his name right now.
Other one.
Yeah, but when he's on the show, he forgetting the Medal of Honor. John Lennon's sitting next to him.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, you know, the war in Vietnam's bad." And he's like, "Yeah, the people in Vietnam, or no, the people." He's talking about China.
Yes, people in China.
Yeah, because they went to China and they were some of the first Americans to go to China. And it's like, it's a really big deal because no Americans have been to China in like a million years. and he's like, so what was China like? He said, well, the people in China, they don't have no food. He's like, no food? Yeah, and they don't go to church. No religion either.
Yes.
Like, and then the guy's like, wow, it's hard to imagine. And John Lennon says, it's easy if you try. It's like that's the birth of.
Wait, what?
Doesn't he call him Dick? He goes, "It's easy if you try, Dick."
Yeah.
God, we're butchering that scene with that, but like, yeah. So he goes on there and he goes that whole thing. Is like, no possessions, no religion too, and that's imagine.
Yeah, it's like he's writing the lyrics to Imagine.
my John Lennon impression comes from Ant-Man, Paul Rudd's John Lennon impression from Dewey Cox. Walk Hard. You remember that movie? We need to do that movie soon. And he goes, "Oh, it's easy if you imagine, because we're the Beatles. It's him and Jack Black and oh god, two other folk that I'm forgetting horribly, but so yeah, so he's like the whole time he's like, yeah, so I went and met the president again and got this again and
Yeah,
got another
exactly.
award again.
And
Well,
that's when he's
when
in
he
New York.
leaves. Yeah, when he leaves the show, he comes out this side door, and he's walking away and hears, "They gave you the Congressional Medal of Honor," and he's like, "That's Lieutenant Dan."
Hey, like about faces,
Yeah, like whips
military
around.
style, like.
And Lieutenant Dan now looks like your typical like post-Vietnam
Bum.
PTSD suffering,
Yeah.
just wounded
It's not
vet
great.
who, yeah, he looks like he's rough, and he's
It's-
asking him like, what are you up to, Lieutenant Dan? He's like, well, I'm living off the government teat, basically, like they're
Yeah.
giving me my check, and he just like lives in a shitty apartment or hotel room and drinks
drugs.
Ripple all day long.
Yeah.
Ripple.
And they go to a New Year's
Sure
Eve
that.
party, and there's like the two women that are like, "Oh, where you been? Oh, it's so good. We missed you for Christmas
There's
or
the
whatever."
party right there.
Yeah,
That's it.
and as the New Year's kicking off, Forrest is standing there like, all dumb looking, and it pans down to Lieutenant Dan, and that's where you get the picture that's on the screen where he is just so depressed.
There's just no life in those eyes.
He has no life at all. He's just gone. And while this is going on, it's cutting to Jenny as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenny is in this guy's apartment. They've obviously just been shooting up heroin.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes out onto the balcony, and you see this is where they truly kind of fling the door open and let you into the dark place that Jenny really is at. And this is like, even though she is like the most evil villain in any movie, this is where you see why. Like, she is in this dark of a place where
Jenny,
she gets up.
And then there's Thanos. And then there's what?
Ultron.
Like Ultron.
Then there's the
Gump
Joker.
universe. Then there's then Bane.
But she goes out onto the balcony, and she climbs up on the ledge, and she almost falls off this high-rise balcony. Like, she's thinking about jumping, and she almost slips. She brings herself back down, and apparently Robin Wright, who played Jenny, was very, very sick for a lot of her scenes. She had a really, really bad flu, and that's why like a lot of the shots she looks really
looks rough, dude. Yeah.
And a lot of that was
just
like
makeup.
not makeup, not stuff, because she was so sick. It was hard for her to even get through the scenes, and it added a lot to that. And apparently the video that I watched talked also about how when Forrest gave his speech at the Washington Monument at the reflecting pool, Tom Hanks was like so ill at that point.
Oh, really?
But you can't really tell. The guy was like, "Yeah, that's why he looks so sad." I'm like, "No, he doesn't. He looks exactly like Forrest."
Well, and he's filmed from very far away in that scene, so you don't.
Yeah, in a lot of places it's shot wide shot, but like he doesn't look sick. Jenny looks really bad, but
yeah.
Then it goes back, and they're in the hotel room or his apartment or whatever it is, and he is like hooking up with one of the ladies, and the other lady comes over to Forrest, and she starts kissing him, and he basically is like, "Get away from me, you're gross." And the girls get all pissed, and they start yelling insults about,
"Was your friend stupid or something?"
Yeah,
and that's
Don't
immediately
you call it stupid.
Yeah, that's Lieutenant Dan's trigger word right there. Stupid.
Yeah,
stupid. And she's like, "You just don't like. He's a lot of things, but you don't call him stupid." And like,
well, you could see deep inside, he has this appreciation for Forrest and what he actually did for him, and he saved his life, even though he feels like his life is meaningless and everything. Like, Forrest saved a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so he defends him, and he ends up falling out of his chair, and they're mocking him, and Forrest gets him back up. Well, they end up talking about Forrest's plan to go to Louisiana and go through with him and Bubba's plan to buy a shrimp boat and become a shrimper.
Yeah, he made Bubba a promise.
Yeah, and Lieutenant Dan mocks the hell out of him and says, "If you become a shrimp boat captain, I'll be your first mate. I promise that the day you become a shrimp boat captain, I'll be there to be your first mate."
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, "Okay." Well, he goes down and he meets Bubba's family and Bubba's mama, and they laugh at him about his plan to
Well, he gets
to start this shrimp boat. And in between this, the army came when he was practicing one day with his ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
And he had also gone home and visited Mama, and she got him to hold another ping pong paddle for $20,000.
She had cutouts and like
the whole house is full of crap,
and it was just all Gump stuff.
The way he holds it, just it's hysterical. And every single photograph he's in, his eyes are closed. Every single one. So he's standing there holding the ping pong paddle with his eyes closed like this, like they couldn't airbrush that in at all. And they keep telling him, well, she immediately like greets him and she's like, hey, like, welcome home, Forrest. Forrest says the man here left a check for $25,000 if you use their ping pong paddles. He's like, well, Mama, I only like my ping pong paddle.
I got my own paddle.
I got my own paddle. And she's like, but Forrest, it's $25,000.
Yeah. Couldn't you just hold it for a minute?
See if you like it. That's when he does that pose again. With his eyes closed every time.
Well, then he uses that money that he got to go down to Louisiana and buy a shrimp boat. And he's like, and it needed a name, and there was only one name for it. And he's painting Jenny on the side.
Yeah.
And,
again, most people talking to him is like, boy, are you stupid? Like, you crazy?
Yeah, she's
just stupid.
She's laughing at him.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, and Bubba's mama had cooked shrimp, and she's like coming out of the kitchen for a white lady in some plantation home or some nice like country club place, and her mama cooks shrimp, and same thing, same shot, but it's like older in time, like going back in time. And then he goes out, he buys a shrimp boat, and he's out there by himself shrimping, and he's not doing anything.
He's not catching crap.
He's coming back one day, and he looks at the dock, and there's Lieutenant Dan sitting on the dock, in his wheelchair. Yeah, then he gets the awesome wave, like, and he just jumps off the side of the boat,
leaves the boat running,
swims over to the side, climbs up, and he's like, "Hey, Lieutenant Dan."
Lieutenant Dan, what are you doing here?
I made you a promise. If you ever became a shrimp boat captain, I'd be your first mate. Okay. And then
my favorite. He goes, "No, Gump, I'm here to test out my sea leg." Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. I know that, idiot.
Idiot.
But don't you think
stupid
that I'm going to be calling you sir? No, sir.
Yeah, no, sir.
No. And he snaps right up. He's like, no.
The boat plows into the dock just down the way. And he's like, that's my boat. But they talked about in the like behind the scenes video that I was watching. And every movie will tell you this, like don't film around water.
Oh, really?
Do not film around water.
Nightmare.
It is, because the sun changes position, the wind changes, the water changes, like everything changes constantly, and it's so hard to get continuity in the shots when you're having to do take after take, because everything is so fluid and moving fluid. But they start going out and they're shrimping, and they're catching like toilet seat lids and license plates and nothing else, and like one shrimp, and he's like, if we get a few more, maybe we can have a cocktail. And so they keep doing this, and Lieutenant Dan keeps going up onto the crow's nest and like pointing him, go left. Forrest is like, where? He's like, go left. And he's like doing this, and then he starts turning the boat to the right, and he's like, no, you idiot. And he like leaves the wheel, looks like where? But then as they're out there one time, a hurricane comes through.
Hurricane Carmen.
And they're having like they're having this in-depth conversation about like, do you believe in God, Gump? And he's like, I don't know. But then before that, he's like, maybe you should pray to find some shrimp. And so it cuts to Forrest is in like the First Baptist Church in this town in Louisiana, and he's singing.
I went to church. That's it.
That's exactly what I did. And these praying hands and all this stuff.
He's got like no rhythm. He's like,
yeah, and I love how he's in the choir.
Choir.
He is committed, man. Yeah. Whatever he does, he is committed.
He's not even singing. Like he's just kind of
go.
Like, exactly. He's just kind of standing and like kind of humming, like listening and waiting for his cue. Like, but he's not really even singing at all. But they let him. Yeah, you can be part of the choir. Come on.
Yeah.
But you said Louisiana. No, they're still in Bama because Bubba was from Bama because that's when they said. Remember, they were like Alabama, sir, and they were like, "Are you guys twins?" He's like, "We are not relation.
We are of no relation."
No,
I thought they were in Louisiana.
But
no,
anyway,
it's in Bama.
Anyways, doesn't matter.
Then he's like, and most people like me when the storm hit, I was scared. But Lieutenant Dan, he was angry. He's in the crow's nest yelling at God.
Yeah.
Is that all you got? Like, then because everybody else was decimated by the hurricane,
all the other shrimp boats are ruined.
Yeah.
In the storm.
You see them in a newsreel. They're covering the devastation, and you just see Forrest boat.
And it's Mama and the awesome black lady that lives there, and she's like,
Louise,
Marianne, I think that's Forrest.
You pull it through just
yep. And then it cuts to them opening their net, and like the entire deck of the boat is covered in shrimp.
It says he says shrimp got real easy after that, and he like pulls the rope, and it's just like boom, all the shrimp onto the deck.
30 tons of shrimp on the
yeah.
And then it's like, and after that, we started making money hand over fist, and we had like 12 Jennays. And then
we got a
Bubba Gump shrimp. It's a household name.
Exactly. And from the movie, they opened up the Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation, which people thought like, oh, that's where it's from. No, like that came after.
Yeah.
Like, they made a full restaurant chain after the movie.
They got a restaurant in City Walk. Universal restaurant there.
Is that still there?
Like, yeah.
Jeez, dude.
The Burger King's leaving, but Bubba Gump Shrimp's still there.
But yeah, and then like Lieutenant Dan basically had his like come to Jesus moment in there in that storm.
Because you see the calm after. Like the
and he says that
black.
He's sitting on the edge, and he said, or sitting by the edge, and he's like, Forrest, I never thanked you for getting me out of there or whatever. And he's like,
save my life.
And
okay.
He just like jumps off the side and starts swimming. He's like, I think Lieutenant Dan found God or whatever.
He's doing
or made his peace with God, and he's swimming away. And then they're just chilling, hanging out, and it's so creative how they do these time jumps with him and these changes.
Yeah.
Where why would he leave? He's a successful shrimper. That's what he's doing, and then they get a call over the radio as they're eating one night, and she's like, I need to speak to Forrest. And he's like, he is indisposed. He's eating out of the can and beans or whatever.
I think he's having pork and beans.
Yeah.
I looked close.
It's his mama. She's sick. And Forrest just like turns and like points, like gets his bearings, and then just jumps right off the boat, fully clothed, shoes, everything. Just starts swimming. Like, dude, we could get you there faster if we just turn the boat around.
Well, we never talked about is how he watches TV, where he sits next to the television and looks out and just listens.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I guess that's so that the camera can be like in front and get both him and his thing. But
and I guess it's
just the idea of him just sitting
on his
like
IQ, like he doesn't know he's supposed to look at it.
Yeah,
Bubba, you're supposed to sit on the couch and look towards it, not just listen to the humming of the radiation coming off the back of that set, dude.
And this is where his mom, she has cancer, right?
Yeah, she just says, but I'm real sick. She's like, I got the cancer, but he like runs home.
No plane, no bus, no car, no nothing.
He just comes turning the corner into
he's got his Bubba Gump hat on. He's got his Bubba Gump shrimp hat on.
And then he's like,
he gets changed somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, she has this wonderful moment and with Sally Field as his mother again, like the killer Sally Field. She's like, yeah, it's just my time, Forrest. It's just my time. Death is a part of life. And then it cuts and Forrest is like, Mama died on a Tuesday.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that.
You get the like half bald businessman guy who's like, you mean to tell me you're the CEO of the Bubba Gump Shrimping Corporation? He's like, yes, sir.
Yes,
we got
sir.
more money than Davy Crockett.
We got more money than Davy Crockett.
And he's like, now I've heard it all. We were sitting next to a millionaire.
Yeah.
Bubba Gump.
The nice black lady scoots over and she's like, I thought it was a lovely story.
What was that?
It was just
Gump shrimp.
Yeah.
It's a household name.
It's a household name. But and he's like, and then one day, Lieutenant Dan, he invested our money in some kind of fruit company, and it's like him opening the letter, and it's the old school Apple logo, and he's like, and he said we don't have to worry about money no more, and I said, good, one less thing.
One less thing. And then it shows you.
That's when the ladies. That's when the lady's like, oh, I thought it was a lovely story.
Yes.
And he's like, you want to see a picture of Lieutenant Dan? She says, oh, yes, I would. And he pulls out Forbes magazine.
Yes.
And they're sitting on the Jenny, like, 12, like, all happy and wealthy as hell. And then he's like, and everybody thought I was crazy. And Lieutenant Dan thought I was crazy. But I sent Bubba's mama Bubba's share. And she opens the letter and sees how much money's on the paper, and she just passes out backwards.
Well, and they're in the raggedy, beat up clothes in like a shack in Alabama. And then it cuts to the next scene.
She didn't have to cook shrimp for other people no more. And she's the one sitting there as a white lady comes in through the door and gives her the shrimp thing to eat.
It looks like a condo in Tampa, dude. Like, but you should go rewatch that scene with Mama Gump and her kids, or the children standing around her. There's one little boy in that scene who cannot stop looking at the camera, and it is constantly like second guessing, like, oh, do we keep going? Okay, do we keep going? Like, he's like, you know that meme of that little black kid who's holding like the Slurpee cup, and he's kind of doing this thing, like,
oh, the little Terrio at Popeyes. Ooh,
yes, as there was like, he's unsure about something. Go rewatch that scene. He's on the bottom left of it. Just a little Easter egg for you. He keeps constantly second guessing. Like, is that the line? Are we done? Are we good? Nope. No. Okay, we're still okay. Nope. Are we good? All right. Okay, we're fine. Yeah. So he's sitting there, and he gets his success, and it's love this. So wait, we're getting to right before we get Jenny's letter, isn't that right?
This is right before he goes on the run.
This is where Jenny comes back.
Jenny comes back, doesn't he? Like, she sees him.
So he goes home to take care of Mama, and while he's home, he's mowing grass. For like the football field, and he's like, since we had all that money and I didn't need it, I mowed that grass for free.
And I enjoyed it so much.
I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, I mowed that grass for free. And one day he's out there cutting the grass, and he looks up, and then he's like, and all of a sudden, she was there. And Jenny is just walking up.
Looks healthier.
Yeah, she looks a lot better.
She looks good.
And then they go and they spend time together. And he's like, it was the best. It was some of the best time of my life. Me and Jenny was like peas and carrots again, and they're hanging out in their tree, and they're talking, and they're basically just rekindling their friendship. They're like, she's cleaning herself up is what's happening, and
they allude to that where like she's like detoxing too, because he says like she just slept and slept and slept.
Yeah,
she never slept in her life. It was like, oh yeah, because she's probably detoxing too.
That's but they do that.
Then one day they go out and they come across her dad's old home.
Confront the trauma.
And she starts throwing rocks at it, and that's when you get the line from Forrest.
Guess there just aren't enough rocks.
Yeah.
She breaks a window. She breaks like a plank of wood off the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had that house torn down.
Well, no,
that was a few years later. Yeah.
So then they go back, and one night he's in bed, and she comes in, and they go to Funky Town together. They have a good time
because he asks her to marry him.
Yeah.
Trying to plot with
yes.
Like, yeah, because
she's like, you don't want to marry me, Forrest.
Yeah, like he's standing there and he asks like, Jenny, will you marry me? And she's like, you don't want to marry me, Forrest. And he goes, I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. And that's like his little storming off like pose as he goes through, and he just goes and stands.
What's so funny, because these are one of those moments like that pique you into. Forrest is not as dumb as you think.
Right.
People think that he's just so dumb and he doesn't get anything. But like, he's like, I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is, you bitch. And
That's where we get back to Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, he does what he never does, and he gets mad at Jenny, and he just leaves. Like,
yes,
you know what?
yeah.
I'm not taking this from you. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And so then they make love or whatever, and then she just leaves.
Bye.
Just goes like, peace out.
Yeah.
And he's like, you could stay here with me. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna go. And she just leaves. And then he's sitting there, and she gives him the Nikes. She gives him the best gift that anybody could ever give you. He's like, new shoes.
they're like Nike Air Ones or something.
They're super nice.
Whatever they are, like the first running shoes.
One day he's just sitting on his front porch, and he's thinking about it, and he's like, I just felt like going for a run. So when I got to the end of the driveway, I figured I'll just keep going. And so I ran to the end of town. And then I decided maybe I'll just run clear across Greenbow County. And when I got there, I felt like maybe I'll just run clear across the great state of Alabama. So that's what I did. And when I got there, I figured I'll just keep right on going. And he basically runs to the ocean.
Yeah.
In like on the West Coast somewhere. And then he's like, well, when I got there, I decided I'll just turn right back around and keep on going. And he runs all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. And he's like, and when I got there, I figured I'll just keep right on going. And he turns back and he runs across the country like 3 or 4 times.
I think it's like 4 times, dude. Yeah, I think you're right.
He says,
little old lady.
Full beard.
He says to the lady, like, you know, and when I was hungry, I ate. When I was tired, I slept. And when I needed to, you know, I went. And
when I was horny, I did stuff.
Well, and people are asking like, why are you doing this? Is it for world peace? Is this for world hunger? And he's like, I just felt like running. People couldn't seem to understand that I just felt like running.
Yeah.
And so he continues to tell the story, and he's like, then I started to get followers. People came and found me, and they were inspired by what I was doing, and I don't know why. And and then the old lady's like, you just felt like running.
That's the best cut. That's the best cut of the whole movie. He goes, so you just ran. And then he goes, yeah. And then you get the most amazing, like, boom, snap cup, looking out of the road.
Yeah, and he's just like,
yeah.
I mean, he's just going. And then people started coming up to me looking for inspiration.
Yeah.
And he's like, there was one man, he was trying to make bumper stickers. And he couldn't think of a slogan, and he's like, oh man, so I was just thinking of Forrest, like, and he's like, oh man, you just stepped in a huge pile of dog shit. It happens. What shit? Sometimes. And then the cuts of the bumper sticker on the back of the truck, it says shit happens. And the dude literally is like going straight, and there's nowhere to go straight. Yeah. But he just goes straight and gets T-boned by a car.
Whoever hit him was actually stopping a terrorist attack, because
that guy's going nowhere.
He was driving straight into whatever like hardware store or something at the end of that T intersection of that block, dude. That guy saw it and just boom, took out that truck.
Another guy was making T-shirts or something.
Yeah. He didn't draw too good.
A truck like covers them in mud from water, and he's like, here, nobody uses this one anyway, and he hands him
everybody hates this color, and he gives him the yellow one.
A yellow T-shirt, and he wipes his face, and he gives it back to him, and it's like a perfect smiley face, and the guy's like,
yeah, and he goes, and Gump's like, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. And that guy made a bunch of money on those T-shirts.
Millionaire.
And then it's so funny because it cuts, and like Jenny is working as a waitress in like a coffee shop or a diner, and she sees him on TV, and basically the whole country starts rallying around this dude running back and forth across the country for no reason at all, for no particular reason.
Was that TV placement weird when she's serving? It's like eye level and like in a window. Like I just thought, I was like, that's strange a little bit.
It's more for the waitress, so she can see Forrest running. That's what it was.
So the waitress
and the volume is up.
Yeah,
real loud.
Yeah. And then
welcome back to the Chinese Dial. Go watch a TV show.
So he's out in the middle of like the desert in the west somewhere running, and he's got this huge group of probably like 50 to 100 people behind him, and he's like, and then one day I just decided I was done. He's like, stops, and they're like, oh, he's stopping. Turns around real slow. I think he's gonna say something. I think shh, shh. I think he's gonna say something. I'm real tired. Think I'll go home now. And he just starts like,
I'll die.
he just starts walking toward. They're like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about this whole running scene, this whole running montage, was the studio wanted to cut it. They thought that the movie was running long and it was going over budget, and they didn't see the point of the running, which it's so dumb, but it's so poignant to his character and to him and who he is, and his like. This is him dealing with the grief of Jenny leaving again.
Oh, and his mom dying, and he lost Bubba, and this is how
it's everything.
Running is the one thing that he chooses to do, and he does really well.
It's what brings him joy.
Yeah, he loves running.
Yeah,
running.
And so Robert Zemeckis, who was the director, and Tom Hanks pooled their money together personally and paid for this. And this is where Tom Hanks decided, like, I'm not going to take a check, but I'll take a % of the back end,
like royalties after this.
Yeah, and he ended up
what all the Star Wars actors did, and that's why they were set for life.
He ended up making like over $40 million on this one movie alone because of that decision, and
now it's on every weekend on US
so TBS. And he gets back home, and then that's when you get the letter from Jenny, and he's sitting there on the bench, and he's like, yeah, and then I got this letter, and it says that I'm supposed to get on the number 9 bus and take it 3, 4, 6 or some to this street, get off and go 4 blocks left to this street. And the little old lady's like, well, you don't need a bus. Henderson's just 4 or 5 blocks that direction. He's like, that direction?
Up
that way. And he's like, up that way? And he gets up and just starts running. Like down
it's been real nice talking to you.
Yeah.
You could have saved me 2 hours of my life sitting here telling my life story to all those people. I just wanted to get down to Jenny Street, and you could have just said that. I'm like, anyways.
And then so he gets there and he gets to Jenny's place, and she'd just gotten home from work, and she lets him in. She's like, Forrest, that was so good to see you. And she shows him where she's had this whole book of his running clippings, and see, there's you running, and I was following you. I was keeping track of you. And then the
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Would it be inappropriate every time she comes on the screen as an adult, we play this?
Da-da-da.
Just asking. Please comment below this episode if you think that's right or not.
And then her friend or neighbor or whatever brings home
somebody.
Haley
Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment. And he comes in and he's very well spoken, and she's like, this is Mr. Gump. Hello, Mr. Gump. Can I go watch TV, Mom? Yes, you can. And so he goes over and he turns on the TV, and he's like, you got a kid. And she's like, yeah. I named him Forrest, and he's like taken back, like I named him after his daddy. He's like, he's got a daddy named Forrest too.
His dad's name's Forrest too.
Like you're his daddy, Forrest. And this is like
his world
the moment.
Yeah,
this is
like what's the guy's name that was on Scrubs that was Shazam?
Is it? He wasn't on Scrubs. He was in
No.
You mean Zach Braff?
Zach Braff.
No,
he was on a podcast.
No,
not Zach Braff.
It's not. It's hang on. It's Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi. He was on a podcast, and he put it perfectly. Where like Forrest is like, he's got like a lump in his throat, and he's like, she's choking up, and he's like, is he smart,
or is he like me,
or is he like me? And it's like, holy shit. And like when you think about it like that, the whole thing comes like down like this tunnel where it's like where it like pulls you into. Forrest knew at every turn what people were saying about him, what people thought about him, everyone that called him stupid and mocked him and everything. Like you because he's so happy and joyful the whole movie, and like just kind of dismissive that you don't think that he knows, like it's just no big deal. But in that moment, like he felt it. He felt it all. He knew. He's smarter than you think. Like, and it's so like, oh, well, that's killer.
It's such a moment too, because it's like one of the only moments that he truly shows how scared he is.
Yeah.
Like even when he's holding Bubba as he's dying, there's still a little bit of like, well, you still might be okay. Like, hey, Bubba, you know, kind of like he didn't realize the seriousness of that situation. But then when she tells him, "You're his daddy, Forrest," that's the only moment where you see like the sudden panic kind of flush of like, oh my God, that's my son. Is he like me or is he smart? And that, I mean, there aren't many films that I can watch over and over and over again that hit me and make me tear up. That's one of those scenes that I every single time I see it, I don't know what it is exactly, but his realization of like, oh my God, like that's my son. And it gets me every time. So, that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
He goes and sits down and starts watching Sesame Street with him.
And they both lean the same way. Did you notice that? Like Haley Joel Osment's kind of leaning a little to his left, watching television, and then Forrest sits down next to him and kind of does the same thing, just kind of leans a little.
He's like, "What are you watching? Sesame Street."
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie. That's right, Bert and Ernie.
Also, I see dead people
all the time.
All the time, everywhere.
But then he tells them like, "You could come and live with me at my house."
And Mom,
because Jenny mentions
Greenbow.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it is. They don't know what to call it. Yeah, and that's supposed to be, I guess, alluding to the AIDS pandemic?
Yeah, they were going like it was written that it was AIDS, but
okay.
Or HIV, but they didn't they thought it was better to leave it up in the air because it would put too much weight, too much,
Kind of ironic that he goes on to make Philadelphia after this.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, that was the next year, wasn't it? Jeez.
But they go back and they have some time together, and then she's in bed, and they have some really sweet scenes together at the end, and then she's like, it cuts, and he's out by their tree, and there's her grave, and she's like, "You died on a Saturday morning," and it's such a sad scene where he's just like, "I miss you, like I just miss you, like." I don't want to do this without you, but Forrest is great, and
he's so smart, dude.
Yeah, and listen, Forrest crying is like, oh my gosh, man, it rips your heart out of your chest.
Stop it. Go back to war.
It's not cool, dude. Let's play some ping pong. Let's
go back on your fishing boat or something. Go running,
dude.
She was on her gravestone. I had to look it up because I was like, wait a second, there's no way. But she was born on my birthday.
Oh,
Jenny and I have the same birthday, so I won't tell you what it is, viewers or listeners. If you want to go back and if you want to remember me and give me a present, I'm totally fine.
You have a birthday. I'm just saying.
I mean, now you know what it is. It's up there. But she was 36 when she passed, and I thought it was really interesting as they go through like the last little bits of this movie, where it kind of picks up sort of where it began. Like he's sitting down. And it's him and Forrest sitting at the bus stop. And like you said, they have these beautiful moments where he gets to be a father to him and they're waiting for the bus and the bus shows up. And he goes, "Hey, what you got there?" And pulls down and he holds the book up. It's Curious George again. And I kept trying to think of like what the symbolism of that. And Curious George, like in the original one, it's this monkey who's just kind of being present. And then adventure happens to him. But the book ends that he comes home. And I was like, oh, Forrest Gump is Curious George. And that's why it's my favorite book. And Haley Joel Osment is the cutest little kid too, saying like, I wanted to take that for show and tell because that's the book Grandma used to read to you. He's never met that grandma. He didn't know Sally Fields, but his child remembers.
But you think about it, like he's spent time with Forrest, and what does Forrest do? Forrest tells stories.
Talks about Mama.
Yeah, tell you about Mama and Jenny and Lieutenant Dane.
But I mean, this.
But we didn't talk about was they go back to the house, and Jenny asks before she dies when things are still going well, and she says, "Forrest, will you marry me?" And he's like,
right.
"Okay,
yeah."
Okay. And
my girl.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
my girl, Jenny.
He looks off into the distance for a moment, like yes, like okay.
But they have the wedding all set up, and it's getting ready to be time, and you look up, and here comes a man and his girl walking towards them.
Right.
And it's Lieutenant Dan and his wife or girlfriend and
fiance.
And
Fancy.
He's like, Lieutenant Dan, you got legs.
Yeah.
And Lieutenant Dan, it's funny because he says like, yeah, maybe earlier on in the movie when he's depressed and stuff, he's like, yeah, maybe I'll be an astronaut.
Mm.
And
yeah, he will.
He lifts up his pants and he's got metal legs, and he's like hits it with his cane, and he says titanium. Same things they use on the space shuttle, and he's like, magic legs.
Oh, I got it right here.
Magic legs.
Yes, so awesome. But it's so cool to see that like Lieutenant Dan really had his moment where he accepted his life, and he was like, things are gonna be okay. Like everything is gonna be all right. Like,
yeah, I invested. Then I was one of the first investors in Macintosh. I'm fine.
I'm gonna be not only that, but he became a bajillionaire off of the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
What trauma? Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah. Oh, that fixes
money
a lot of things.
A lot of problems. Yeah, exactly.
That just fixes stuff.
Money fixed my amputee problem. I got legs now.
Money can't buy happiness, these legs, but it can buy magic legs.
You know what it does buy? It buys jet skis. You ever see someone frown on a jet ski? No, that's
Daniel
what it.
Tosh.
I mean, all right, yeah. Thank you, Daniel Tosh.
Speaking of, I was looking up jet skis today.
Why?
Put on my parents'
live on the lake now.
No, okay, yeah, all right. Put it on the lake now. Like you don't live. Where do you like on a body of water? So, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Live in Florida, man. There's oceans everywhere.
Oh, but jet skis are just killers,
separated by body of water.
I have opinions about jet skis. I enjoy a jet ski. I will do a jet ski on a lake. I won't do it on the ocean, dude. I won't.
You got to go on a calm day and go where there's nobody.
Yeah, but I won't do it on. I won't do it.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it. It's like choosing to ride a motorcycle. You got to be smart about it. Not one of these guys. It's like I commute every day on my motorcycle. Like,
on my jet ski.
It's like But anyway.
Yeah.
So after he dies, they have this moment where he's like, Grandma, you used to read it to you, so I wanted to take it. And then he goes to get on the bus. The door opens, and I swear it's the same lady.
Same lady. It is the same lady.
It's like her daughter. It was what I would assume because she looks young.
Man, I don't think so. It's
I mean, this lady hasn't changed at all in like 30 years or 40
her
years.
Her name is Sabin Fallon Hogan. Oh no,
what?
Yeah, Shaban. That's her name. Shaban Fallon or Shaban. It's Irish.
I'm guessing it's Siobhan. Like
Siobhan.
Fallon Hogan. She plays bus driver. That's all it says on the DB.
Is it Siobhan?
Bus driver. Siobhan. Yes.
Yeah, Siobhan.
Siobhan. Look at you guys. How do you spell Shorja? Go ahead. How do you spell Shorja? Tell me how you spell Shorja. Who do you know?
There was a girl that we knew in college. Trade knew her before that, but that's how she spelled her name, and her name was Siobhan.
There's always a person you know. You guys just know everybody.
Something like that.
You're so good at remembering names. I would have forgotten that in a week.
She's like opens the door and
she went to New World. Now you knew her.
Anyway,
no,
we can talk about that later. Let's just get to the end of this movie.
I'm so sorry, I don't remember.
So she's like, "This is a bus to school," and he goes, "Yes." And you're Dorothy Harris, and I'm Forrest Gump. And she smiles, and he gets on the bus. And when he opened Curious George, the feather falls out from the beginning of the movie, and it floats away on the breeze, and that's what ends the movie is the feather flying away. But good Lord, if you haven't seen Forrest Gump, do yourself a favor and go watch this masterpiece of a weird ass movie about this slow man who does amazing things with his life, and it's so funny along the way. It's so good.
Captain Alabama.
It's such an awesome movie. But thank you guys for joining us.
I mean, this is perfect.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I had a question. I realized if they made this in 94, if we're making this today, don't you think this would be someone born around 82, 84? And like if they had to remake This Is Gump, like for this generation from like 84 to now, Tyler, would this be you?
What are you trying to say? I'm retarded?
But it's like you going through Gump and then like, oh no, there's the war in Iraq and 9/11, and then there's the housing crisis, and I didn't invest in anything, and now we got nothing. It's just like there's no shit. That's like everything just tanking, falling.
I do. Right. I have had a few Jennies in my life. Maybe not to the extent, not to the evilness, but you know, I've
venereal disease.
No, I'm just kidding. I've dated some wonderful people. It's a joke.
So, by the way, I do remember Siobhan. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Siobhan. Her name is Siobhan.
I know Siobhan. I'm so sorry. I keep pronouncing it wrong because I keep trying to say Shorja, which is a weird Irish name from a show I watched called Dairy Girls. And it sounds like it should have an SH there, but it doesn't. Anyways, all right, Tyler, walk us out of here.
Thank you guys again for joining us. Go check us out on all the social media platforms, Instagram. Check us out on YouTube, wherever you can find podcasting. Got Spotify video now, so you can watch us there too.
Heck yeah.
But if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Share us with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your enemies, your dogs, your cats, whoever. But comment. That's the biggest thing. Comment. Yeah. Share with us what you want to hear, what you would like to talk about. We appreciate it so much, and we try to, do whatever. Like we've always said, we can do shows and series, but those take more time to develop. So just drop those in there, and we'll put them together for you. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoy this as much as we do. Until next time,
I'm Matt.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowbunga.